Good morning everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club, and this morning I come to you from beautiful Bronte. It's just before daybreak and it's another glorious day, and today I bring you series 2 of Jim's 5 a.m. club, where I'll focus on books and key learnings from the various books that I've read and been through. Today I've decided to just go through a book called the 80-20 rule, or the 80-20 principle, by Richard Koch, and it's a very interesting book with some beautiful learnings that I hope and I'm sure that you'll all benefit from. I first came across the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, when I was at university studying statistics at Sydney University, and it was named after an Italian mathematician whose surname was Pareto, who observed many different things, but one of his first observations was, of all things, was that 80% of his peas came from 20% of his pea plants. So he discovered a irregularity in distribution. So not all plants produced the same amount of peas, and there were some plants which produced a lot more than other plants, which puzzled him. But he kept on looking at it, kept on looking for other such patterns, and he found patterns in wealth distribution, that back in Italy in those days, that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people, and he went on to discover a lot more of this distribution irregularity. So basically the 80-20 rule suggests that 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort, or 20% of the observations. It's a very powerful concept, and one that can assist all of us in our everyday lives. Just to give you some examples, when we're training, 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. When we're working, say in a business environment, 80% of our sales approximately come from 20% of our clients. 80% of complaints come from 20% of people. 80% of our challenges in our lives come from 20% of the events. So it's all about priority, it's all about focus, and it's all about productivity. So I learnt in the old days there at IBM, when I used to work at IBM, that management said, we don't want any surprises. So the key thing was to try and identify the big ticket items, and not to waste your time looking under every rock for every small item that could be a challenge or an issue. So in our lives, what we need to do, and this is a great lesson for children, is to focus on the big fish, focus on the important things, and make sure you get them worked out and managed. And it takes 20% of effort to do it. A lot of us waste our time trying to get everything perfect. Let me tell you here and now, if you're a perfectionist, you're wired for pain, because we live in an imperfect world. So in many ways, 80% is good enough for most things that we do in life. Remember, you can achieve that 80% through 20% of your effort. To get to 100% means that you need to keep on going and expend another 80% of effort. So for most of us, it's not worth our while to get to the 100%, to get to perfection. Move on, do something else, and enjoy your life. Don't spend all your time trying to be perfect. Don't spend all of your time trying to turn all of your weaknesses into strengths. The 80-20 rule basically says, focus on the things that you're good at and just put all your effort into that. Don't worry about the things that you're not good at, because you'll never be great at it. You'll never be good at it. And as they say in the classics, you can't teach a duck how to soar like an eagle. So the key in our everyday lives is to try and identify what we're good at and focus our efforts there. Make the most of what we got and seek help in other areas. Outsource to experts, outsource to people who are good at other things. You're better off paying them to help you do something rather than to try and do it yourself all the time, because we're just going to run out of time. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many days in our lifetime. We can't spend all our time trying to chase all of our dreams and achieve them ourselves without getting help or seeking help from others. Before I go on, let me just show you the sunrise coming up over there on the horizon. It's just pinking up at the moment, so it won't be long before the sun cracks through and wakes up this new beautiful day. So how can we use this? How can our children use this with their homework? Don't try and get everything right. Try and focus on the key principles. When I was at school, the teachers would always tell me the things that they're going to ask you in an exam are the key principles, to see if you know the key principles. They're not going to ask you the questions to see if you know the minute detail. And the minute detail, if you know it, will probably get you a HD. But if you want to pass, you want a credit, or maybe even a distinction, just understand, make sure you understand the key principles and know how to describe them and apply them. I'm not saying that to not focus on detail, because detail is important in our life, but not to make it an overwhelming priority which basically soaks up all of our time and takes us away from the things that we want to do in life. It's no use trying to get to 100% and missing out on time with your children. It's not worth it becoming a perfectionist and an expert and missing out on time with your parents, with your family, with your friends. Learn to balance your life. And the 80-20 rule, will help you get there. Remember, 80% of your pleasure will come from 20% of the things that you do. You don't need to do everything to have a great life. You don't need to accomplish everything to have a great life. Identify the things that work for you, the things that give you pleasure, and focus your effort there. Don't focus your effort on trying to do everything and being all things to all people. Anyway, I've enjoyed delivering this 5 a.m. club this morning. It's a beautiful day. I hope you get value out of these 5 a.m. clubs as I do, because for me teaching is a passion of mine, and sharing things, sharing other people's knowledge and other people's experience is a way that we can all grow and develop as well. We don't have to invent the wheel. Other people have invented the wheel for us. All we need to do is to know where the wheel is and to go and buy one borrow one, and use one. So let's finish off with our positive affirmation for the day. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel great. Stay connected, have an awesome day, and don't forget the 80-20 principle. Focus on the things that are important, because 80% of the results will come from 20% of your effort. You don't have to kill yourself to achieve all the things you want in your life. Anyway, bye for now. Yassas. Have a great day from beautiful, beautiful Bronte on this glorious, glorious morning. Take care. Yassas. Bye for now.